Welcome to another edition of What the Fuck Happenings here in Mendham, blah 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 blah. Not really. So Google has taken down another video. They don't call it a strike, they call it a warning. It doesn't really matter, but you can't get more than 3 of them. So yeah, maybe I'll post videos on the website, probably. So I mean, it's only in all the videos, donotgod.com, so I'll have to update the website, I guess, but whatever, in the future, that's where the videos will be for a while. And such, so you really can't function on YouTube once they've warned you, because it's too easy for them to terminate you. Yeah, they can just give you 3 strikes in one day. I mean, technically they could do that now, but, I guess that would look bad. So they're taking down 4-year-old videos. It's just, silly. But that's the world our democracy has said is swell. So just indicating that most people are assholes, as stated, over and over again. And, yeah, so what? I'm going to lament again? No point. Yeah, it's just really bad. Last video was called something like response to the dumbass comments, and the comments couldn't have been more dumbass this week. So I can't bother reading them because they're just too dumbass to bother with. So yeah, it's just really depressing. And so maybe I'll play some of this video. And there's some other, somebody did post a link in the comments to some stupid ass video. Eve, environmentalism versus ethylism, the path to mental liberation. I mean, it doesn't even make any sense. Versuses aren't really good for your mental comfort, dualities. But apparently this lunatics argue that somehow environmentalism, whatever the fuck that is, preserve the system that kills babies in preposterous numbers. Little tiny lion cubs, all kinds of little animals, killed in their immaturity, brutally. Although we must preserve this. We must think this is a brilliant idea. Make a bunch of copies and treat 90% of them like shit. Great idea. No, it's a stupid idea. It's just not even an issue. There's no logic defending it, unless you think it was created by for some purpose. Yeah, by some god. I mean, it's just so fucking stupid. Yeah, it's just so we gotta play some of this kook. But you can't call somebody a kook. That's harassment. Whatever. I mean, they created this whole DMCA. It was supposed to be, it gives the providers of our utilities immunity, from what we do. So they're not responsible for what we do, given our rights, as humans on Earth, and our prerogatives. And that we have to take responsibility in the sense that YouTube gives the ID of who we are. But see, YouTube doesn't have any accountable accounts on YouTube. I mean, it just lets a lot of people with completely unaccountable accounts run the place. But the idea is they just, the government just says, well, you don't have responsibility as long as we can get to the asshole making the video. And the idea is you have to break a law of some kind. You can't just piss somebody off or offend them. That's horseshit. That's has nothing to do with the Constitution or our rights. And clearly, the public square has moved to the it's a technology square, and you can't. This is just bullshit. So I mean, they have a law in place. They ignore it. They pre-censor everything. They don't allow you to use anything for fair use. They just denied you the process that they're supposed to be getting. So even when they have a law, nobody enforces it. And the way they enforce it is to basically ignore what the law says and do it completely differently. And that's how bad it is. It's just gotten so bad. Yeah, so there's just no, I don't know what the conversation should be. I mean, it's, you know, this doesn't make any sense. So, what is there to say? See, I mean, the problems with, like, the Alex Jones thing is that they're in the money business. Google's making money off of this stuff. And so that implies, you know, that they're promoting it, they're doing different things, that they're going to be responsible, because it's not just that they've provided an opportunity for the content to be public. No, they've deliberately and willfully promoted the content to sell their ads. And, you know, but anyway, what they need is there's no point in talking what's needed, because no one's going to get it. No one's going to do anything logical or rational about anything. And everything just stays the fuck broken. Because people are too stupid to demand better. And so we're stuck with shit. So anyway, but you know, theoretically it really shouldn't matter, because I shouldn't need Google. You know, I mean, again, I can post my website in the videos and people still don't get it. So I mean, there's just, what's the point? You know, people can only navigate within their little frames. You know, if Facebook doesn't provide you a link, they can't find it. You know, but whatever. It is true you can't find things on, like, Google, the search engine. Yeah, it's not very good at searching. But anyway, there's no point. But like I said, the stupidity is overt. The poor engineering of the system is overt. I mean, we're still getting spam emails 20, 30 years after the invention of email. They still have done nothing to fix it. Nothing. To create some better system, you know, you could keep the old system, just create a new one where, you know, there's accountability. What's the big deal? And then people can choose the accountable system. But it doesn't get done. It costs a tiny amount of money to fix these things. But no. The public is totally uninterested in doing anything to fix anything. At all. So, anyway. Alright, so which one to play first? Well, we'll just mix it up. Play a little bit of this, and then we'll move to that. Music. Ooh. He does a preamble to this video, and then he does another one in the video. So this is, you know, this is how people communicate, is with all this, you know, bells, whistles, soft music. I have to, you know, condition, you know, the message and all of this crap, because people can't get it straight.
So today I want to share with you something really, really amazing. I had this epiphany. I guess it happened this week. I guess everything in my life has been leading up to this point.
Yeah, so this is how he thinks of his life. I'm all nuclear, and I'm the power. Everything up to in his life has been leading up to it. Amazing.
Today is September 27th, 2019, and today I finally attained mental liberation. Oh my God. Now, I've been able to attain spiritual liberation through the raising of the Kundalini.
Oh, brilliant. So there's something different between mental liberation and spiritual liberation. So rational people, you know, are supposed to get it somehow, you know. Where do I find that inside here? The spiritual part versus the mental part. Yeah, I don't see any. I can't find that spiritual part. Sorry. Don't see it anywhere. Can't see it anywhere inside here. Nope. Nope.
But I have not been able to attain mental liberation up until this point. I'm still bound by physical laws. You know, we still live in third-dimensional reality, so I'm still bound, and I won't be free from this reality until I die.
Well, there's a lot of physicists who don't live in three-dimensional reality, but whatever.
But, with that being said, I want to talk about this idea of environmentalism
I'll speed this up because this guy takes a long time to get to the point. Long time.
Versus ethylism. This is what will liberate you. This debate, if you logically follow it to its ultimate conclusion, you will understand that nothing is true and everything is permitted. And
nothing is true and everything is permitted. Brilliant, right? I mean, oh, that's so liberating. What is that? I mean, it's just such a stupid sentence. It probably happened too fast now because you won't be able to hear what he's saying. I don't want to obscure the brilliance of the message. So obviously not everything is true. Conflicting statements can't be true. I mean, there is a right, there is a left, blah, blah, blah.
once you realize that nothing is true and everything is permitted, you enter into the age of chaos, the age of the 0 point.
Okay, so this is another nihilist. So, you know, the video they took down is a holiday video where, you know, I'm arguing with his nihilism, an hour of the power, and I'm just basically responding to one of Holidays' dumbass videos where he's saying it doesn't matter whether you stick a nail in my eye or give me a cupcake. Yeah, I can't tell the difference. There's no ethical or moral or value difference. It's all the same. Ugh. I mean, it's this pathetic. You know, you're just, you know, there's the argument we're making is just pointless. These people are so fucking dysfunctional. Their logical skills just don't have any.
The age where anything is possible. The age that supersedes the age of atheism and the age of advanced atheism, which is nihilism. Okay.
So, says you, retard. That's advanced Alzheimer's. I mean, that's just advanced. I couldn't get any stupider. I mean, I've been trying all my life to see how stupid I can get, and this is as stupid as I can get. I mean, this is an asshole talking, you know, who can't figure out that, what the fuck is this shit? Why are you in the video if you're going to put the microphone in front of your face? What's the fucking point?
Okay, I want to get into this. So I've been an environmentalist pretty much all my life, since the time that I could formulate thoughts. When I was 10 years old, I realized that we had major problems, especially regarding the issue with overpopulation. So when I was 10 years old, that's when the population...
So this is going to be relevant somehow. His own little story. This is my personal little story with how I deal with reality.
...hit 6 billion people. It's now 2019, and the population is 7.7 billion people. So we've been averaging, it might actually be over 8 billion people. The census numbers are not entirely accurate. We may be way over. Some people do estimate that we are over 8 billion people already. So at this current rate, we're averaging about 1 billion people per decade that we're adding to the planet. That is about 250...
Yeah, the music really helps. Thanks. It's great.
50,000 people a day that are being born net gain. I mean, these numbers are...
And what do they have to do with anything? I mean, theoretically, okay, all animals will do this. This is what we're built to do. So this is a perfect, almost a perfect illustration of the fact that the natural plan doesn't work, you know, because if you don't put some limits on our power, then this is what's going to happen. And any species can make the same mistake. It's just that smart ones shouldn't do it. I mean, it's a dumb species mistake, you know, overpopulating.
Completely unsustainable. Now, this discussion, it's going to... This has pretty much been where my life has been leading up to. My research and understanding of occult sciences, as well as comparative ecologies.
Oh, so whatever this is. So, you know, just go find the wackiest bullshit on planet Earth and go research it, because there's some kind of truth underlying the leafy tree drawing.
Religions. I mean, I've looked at so many things. You know, the occult has to be a basis of where you start from. Otherwise, everything else doesn't make sense.
So that really makes sense, right? So you go to the wacky people who are looking for gremlins and think they have magic powers and all this bullshit, and you start there. That's where you're going to find the truth. Shit.
So that's why I do reference Bill's work, because Bill really, he was the first step in my path towards ultimate liberation. Well, he wasn't my first step. He was a major step in my path to ultimate liberation, since Bill more or less proved that...
He's talking to a woodpecker. A fucking woodpecker. So that's where he got his fucking truth from. A woodpecker. Bill the woodpecker. Fuck.
Everything's reality ties back to Saturn. So all religions...
Oh, man. This is just so... So why does he even start? He starts the video by basically saying... Everything I'm going to say is going to be complete shit. Look, it's all based on this complete shit of stars upside down and triangles and all kinds of wacky crap and just little conspiracy theories about what's hidden in the dollar and all kinds of, well, what the hell's that? I mean, any kind of ghost or hobgoblin-y story, any kind of mysticism. Yeah, so just label yourself fucking Looney Tune and then expect somebody to listen. I mean, somebody rational.
All mythologies, all of them, with the exception of Buddhism, they worship Saturn knowingly or unknowingly. That's not what we're going to talk about here today.
Oh, man. I mean, what a insane statement. Like, you know, some aborigines and frickin' whatever, you know, they have a holy whatever green tree. And he's going to say that's really Saturn. Fuck.
Hey, though. What we are going to talk about is environmentalism versus ethilism. So environmentalism, you know, it's...
Oh, he's finally going to get to the subject? Probably not. What is this goofball shit here? What the fuck is this?
The philosophy that...
Saturnite?
We have to save the planet. We have to preserve and conserve nature. However, nature itself is not a wonderful thing. It is not inherently good. It's not inherently evil either.
Well, good and evil aren't the opposite words, okay? So I'm sorry, it's good and bad. Those are the opposites, okay? Good and bad. And what it is bad as a system, as an idea. If somebody came up with the idea of taking, let's take sentience, Xerox it, okay, create a bunch of copies of it, and then we'll kill 99% of them in some sort, we'll make them go across some kind of little challenge of some kind. And only the ones that go the fastest and you know and have the right features that we're looking for, you know, only the dogs at this high and only the ones with hair this long, and all the others will brutally kill. It'll be really cool, won't it? If I suggested that, if I suggested to even to the government that this is what I'm going to do in my laboratory, I'm going to create feeling things, you know, that go ouch, 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 that hurts. And I'm going to put them through a torture chamber and see which ones can survive. If I can only get 2 to come out, a girl, you know, one good girl and one good little boy, that'll be like, that's perfect. My experiment worked perfectly. I put 1,000 in and only 2 of them made it out of the chamber, and those are the 2 I'll breed, and then I'll do it all over again. If I suggested that as a plan, they would say, that's a bad idea. Yeah, that's bad. Now, if we talked about it publicly, like we gave me a uniform to wear and I had a little swastika on it and shit, people would get it that I was evil. Okay, I mean, oh yeah, well, you know, what's the difference between bad and evil? Just a bunch of your projected nonsense. Hitler was a bad idea. It doesn't have to be evil. It's a bad idea, putting people in concentration camps just because of their ethnicity. That's really stupid.
But there is a lot of suffering. So the first noble truth...
Put them in there because they're assholes. Yeah, that's a good idea.
...of Buddhism is that life is suffering. And this is one notion that's kind of always held me back.
That's all more nonsense, and now we have to hear more of this Buddhist tripe, as if the Buddhists gave a shit about fucking suffering, as if they even know what the word means. I think suffering to the Buddhists, okay, over there... you got the language, the translation wrong, and it means cupcake. Okay, the word suffering means cupcake to the Buddhists. They don't know what's they have some other word for pain and misery and horror. Okay, they don't use the word suffering. Ugh, you got it so wrong. You've just totally what's the word? Interpreted, right? That's the word.
And, you know, I've had to do mental gymnastics throughout my whole life to justify environment.
Well, you're really doing them good now. You're right. You know, You're swinging around the bar so fast, you know, you don't even realize you're swinging anymore, I guess. Because this is gymnastics, this bullshit, you know, this silly, trivial defense of your glorification of crap.
Mentalism, despite the fact that a lot of things point to the fact that this world is hell. Hello? Hello? Why do we say hello?
Oh, word games, it's so important. It's just, you know, it just, the definition of the important thing is how it's spelled.
We're saying hell, and then we add an O onto it. So we're saying hell, O. Or we could be saying ring of hell. Ring of hell. What if we just greeted everyone with ring of hell? What a wonderful morning, ring of hell. You know, it's like, why are...
What is he even talking about now? He's showing pictures of Saturn again. Oh, people are crazy.
we saying hello constantly? Why are we constantly referencing hell? Because that is where we live. We live in hell. Okay, so, you know, the...
Hell is a figment of somebody's imagination, okay? It's no real hell, okay? It's a concept. Bad. Bad. It's just trying to figure out good idea, bad idea. That's all. That's all there is. True, false. And you're just so lost in your trails of bullshit.
Gnostic tradition, this is where I first dipped my toe into occult philosophy, was looking into Gnosticism. And from there I started...
Yeah, getting really kinky. Yeah, and I started thinking about handcuffs and, yeah, I'll tie her up and... Why? So you're a perv or something?
branching off into other avenues of occult research. Eventually I came upon Bill's work, which proves...
Ah, Bill, the woodpecker. And he told you that Saturn's really pretty.
I mean, he's done this for about 10 years, proving over and over and over again that everything ties back to Saturn.
Oh, shit. Yeah, what a lunatic. Alright, Holiday seems so much more rational by comparison.
Which you don't account for because most of the things doing the suffering you're a bigot against, and so you have niggered them into non-existence.
Ah, that might be why the video got torn down. Oh dear. You're not allowed to do that.
Conveniently. And that's all you've done. With lies and nonsense. You don't have a single solitary piece of evidence demonstrating that other mammals, especially great apes, wouldn't feel exactly what you feel if they got kicked in the nuts.
See, it's kind of amazing. You're having an argument with an overt, bigoted nihilist, and your video gets taken down. Yeah. I don't know.
Not one fucking shred of goddamn evidence do you have that the impact on their welfare wouldn't be just as fucking significant.
Yes, that's all that really matters, right? I mean, so this other lunatic's talking about the environment. I'm saying, well, do I want to do that? Do I want to live that life? Do I want to take that chance? I mean, do I want to be a baby octopus hatched tomorrow and have a pretty much zero chance of survival, realistically? I mean, a 1 in 10,000 chance that I'm going to get to 3 days from now. And I want to do that over and 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 over again. And then I win, and I actually do survive. And what's my life? I have to go chase down crabs and shit and kill them. You know, I get sex maybe twice. Fuck. No bargain.
Not one shred of fucking evidence. And yet you claim it as a truth. In a world where you claim there to be no truth. Which just makes you preposterously stupid.
Or the lack of reasonable purpose in life.
Again, he keeps...
It's a reasonable purpose. What's the reasonable purpose? I'm alive, I feel. Dying doesn't look like any fun, and it looks like it's going to hurt. I don't want to do that. I am hungry. I am horny, so I guess I'll just chase that shit. And, yeah, I will, you know, I like to have comforts. It's, you know, I mean, because I haven't done what I'm supposed to do in life, you know, I have to live in cold, and I have to be uncomfortable. I don't like it. So I struggle not to be too uncomfortable. That's reasonable? No, the fucking thing isn't reasonable. It's stupid. I should have never been put in this idiotic position.
No, reasonable function. You still can't say the word, can you? Okay? Understandable function. Applaudable function. Discernibly positive function.
Yeah, what's our function? It's stupid. Eat, shit, fuck, die. I mean, it's stupid. Alright, we'll go back to the other. They're both so stupid. I just hate it here. Sorry, I have just no enthusiasm. It's just so bleak. The cement-headedness is just everywhere. I mean, I see it every day here. The way people live, they're fucking idiots. They don't, it's just disgusting. Yuck.
Including the Jaguar. So real quick, we'll talk about the Jaguar and its relation to environmentalism. Most people do not really understand ecology. Ecology is so complex that some people make really stupid arguments, like vegans.
Yeah, like you. Oh, God. The guy's talking about stupid, and he's saying the truth is that Saturn is controlling everything.
For example, they make the argument, and I've heard this before, that we need to preserve animals that are herbivores, but we can let predatory animals go extinct.
I haven't really heard that, so that's kind of bizarre, actually. So what percentage of vegans waste their time saying something that's stupid? Oh, I don't think there's any. I haven't seen one single vegan make a video harping on the fact that we somehow have to get rid of predators in nature, so and just so there's herbivores or something. I never heard it.
This philosophy is completely flawed because, first off, the vegans deny that plants have intelligence or consciousness.
Oh, yes, of course, because they're rational. They figured out one rational thing, and then they can do other rational things because it's a consistency thing. It's you're more likely to get two things right if you got one thing right. Right? You have to kind of do it as, one, then two, then three, and you get more and more things right, and you've done exactly the opposite. But anyway, I mean, this feeling plant thing is just so fucking overtly stupid. A plant is incapable of doing anything about its circumstances. I mean, realistically. It just has, it's like somebody being paralyzed. Well, what's the point then, right? I mean, what's the point of doing all this stuff if you can't do anything? It's just so stupid.
And there are researchers out there who have done studies. The Russians.
There's a study. What would the study exactly be? I heard it say, ouch. It's just so fucking stupid. It's a brain function. It takes a minimum amount of gray matter. They don't have any gray matter. None. They have zero. They don't have one fucking neuron. And he's giving them a capacity that takes a very complex brain to produce. I mean, by his standards, my cells are still alive after I'm dead. And they're really in a huge panic. Like, oh shit, he's dead. What do we do now? We're really fucked, aren't we? And then they panic and scream in horror as they suffocate. Is that what you think happens? So me dying is kind of, who cares? The billions of cells inside of me, oh, that's the Holocaust. All that panic.
The Japanese, American researchers, they have studied plants and been able to...
Well, why don't you show us some of that? the plant studies. Jesus, what are you gonna, what do you do with this? This is so stupid.
Determine that plants do have consciousness, and they do experience fear and suffering. They've pretty much proven...
Yes, they've proven it. He uses a word like they've proven something like that. It's just an amazingly preposterous statement. So they've proven the existence of a non-neurological brain that does exactly the same thing ours does. Isn't that amazing? It's made out of something entirely different that's entirely invisible, and yet it does exactly what our brains do. Amazing. No. Stupid!
And time again, that consciousness is not dependent on a brain structure. So
Okay, so where'd you prove that one? You know, I mean, just, I can't believe people say this shit. I just, you know, they say it. I mean, just imagine how dumb they have to be in what they think. If this is what they're willing to say. If they're willing to say something this stupid, just imagine what's going on in people's brains.
ideas that consciousness comes from the brain are disproven by plants and plant research.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, so it follows. If you're going to prove the plant's doing something else, then you're proving that. Well, no, you have to. No, I guess the argument would be you have to prove that they. Well, I guess you're conceding they don't have a brain, and you're saying, therefore, if they feel, they must be feeling without a brain. I guess that's logical, but it doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's circular. Alright, a galaxy that is, well, this one. I don't want to really read in the middle of a video. That's copyrighted, I think. You can't do that. Criminal. Alright, I'm not bothering with this shit.
56. I'd been in the polygraph field full-time for 18 years. And this particular morning...
This looks like a 1958 video or something, right? I mean, it's got to be like the 70s.
I'd been working all night in the laboratory, and I decided to water a plant in the lab.
Oh, this would be the big experiment that proves plants feel.
Similar to the plant here, Justina cane plant. My thought was that as the moisture arrived to the leaf of the plant, the plant should be a better conductor, and I should get a reading on the chart. Well, strangely enough, I didn't get this at all, and in fact, I did just the opposite. Instead of
so we're not being shown anything called evidence here, anything at all, and you know, measuring how conductive a fluid is just so vague. I mean, you just put a grain of salt, tiny little differences change the conductivity.
Instead of tracing edging upward as it should have on the chart, it went into sort of a wild excitation, very similar to the first part of a human taking a polygraph test. But then it occurred to me, just about 14 minutes along, what would be...
So he gave a plant a lie detector test. Okay, like I said, there's no evidence of any of this horse shit. Let's get to something.
Story. His goal is to perfect an experiment that will satisfy the rigid criteria of the scientific establishment.
Yeah, his goal is to, you know, whatever, try to sneak complete bullshit through the filters. Yeah.
Baxter hopes to show that plants react to any termination of life in their immediate environment. During the next 6 hours, at some undetermined moment,
So, plants are even more capable than us. They have even more advanced consciousness in the plant without a brain than is in ours. Because, you know, obviously we can't tell. I mean, people find out like a week after their neighbor dies because he starts to smell that he died. Yeah. But plants go, we should have asked the plants in the yard. Just go out and ask the plants, hey, guy died next door?
chosen by a randomizer. These brine shrimp will fall to their deaths in boiling water. By totally automating his equipment, Baxter is determined to eliminate human influence.
Yes, he's determined to try to create a chicanery. He's trying to do a super shenanigans. Yes, isn't that special?
In another room, completely separate from his laboratory, Baxter has placed a philodendron plant, a polygraph, and a videotape recorder. Carefully, he places a leaf between
So, who really was going to believe this is a real experiment?
a pair of electrodes that will monitor the electrical activity of the plant. As he has done during countless police interrogations, Baxter establishes a baseline on his polygraph to get an accurate recording of the reaction of his subjects. The video recorder will tape the details of the experiment in Baxter's absence.
So this was like some TV show, right? back in the 70s and 80s, they had a lot of these in search of kind of things. All these, let's go find the craziest nutter on earth and see what he's up to.
For the automation of this experiment to be successful, I have to get a certain distance away from my lab so that my consciousness won't affect the results.
So, his consciousness is so much better than mine, too. Damn. Shucks. My consciousness wouldn't interfere at all with the experiment. I'm sure it wouldn't have any effect on it at all. James Bond of plant research. Shoot him! This is just fucking retarded! Alright, let's see. Do we believe? Do we believe?
I hadn't previously experienced any direct or indirect exposure to mystical philosophies. My contacts have been well within the establishment, particularly federal government agencies and law enforcement.
So what? You obviously had... There's some reason why you're a whack job.
Before working with plants, I hadn't really thought much about the idea of greater consciousness or awareness.
Because you were having sex with dogs, and you were really preoccupied.
Now I look around, but what I see has a different meaning.
Just despicable. This despicable lie. With all of this for a despicable lie. And the funny part is, he's going to kill them almost instantly, right? Now, say if he just dropped them on paper, you know, absorbent material, then they would slowly suffocate and die. So they would go through all the anguish and the pain and the suffering and all that kind of stuff. And you might say, okay, well, that's something then. That's something to get. But if they die quick, how does the plant, you know, it's not going to get enough of a signal, you know, of distress. So if they believe their own philosophy, he's doing a Mengele here. I'm going to purposely slaughter a bunch of animals. How dramatic. Ah, there we go. The plant felt it. So we have supernatural, phantasmagorically, insanely great powers in a plant. So they're all dead already, but if the plant's still, blah, 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 I'm really upset. There's microbes dying all around you all the time, right? I mean, the whole laboratory's full of them. There's cells dying on the surface of the other plants, the cat, everywhere. There's stuff, you know. How's it? What's the range of the plant's empathy? I mean, is it feeling the animals like the crickets outside that are too cold or something? Or, man, it only feels the death moment. It doesn't feel anything else. I mean, wow. Oh, all right. So that's enough, right? I mean, there's no point. It's just so depressing. So I think I'm done. I can't do this today, I guess. I just can't. It's just too horrible.
Again, back to Benatar and the demonstration that you still don't get that simple argument.
The even simpler argument is I know feelings are important. I know that other people feel their feelings are important. I can't in any way, through any nihilistic daydream, believe that it's okay if stuff suffers because it's not me. It just doesn't make any sense. It's just too stupid. And again, if all of this pretense of what humans are doing singing and dancing, not much else, right? The most popular shows on TV are some kind of just tripe, just as silly as it could be. And so all of this is for that. It's just so stupid to think that there's any reason to defend it as a plan, that it's working, that it's great. And most of the people opining on how great it is haven't died, of course, so they don't really know for sure that it's worth it. Just horseshit. So anyway, this. Ugh, yuck. God, I hate this planet. I just hate it. Ugh. So, till the next time. Somewhere else, probably. Probably on the website. If I can remember how to post videos on the website. I don't know what I'll do. I just don't know. Give up. I know I won't give up, but I just mean. Been a shitty week. Thank you very much. No, that's all. Sorry, just I'm having a moment. I just can't do it. Can't generate any enthusiasm for the conversation at all because there's no way to have it in any reasonable or rational context. People are just so fucking full of shit. Silly shit. I mean, it's so fucking silly. I mean, so, you know, I did the little Halloween logo just because of, you know, and it's just like people revere this day of nonsense. And they revere it. I mean, it was just a cartoon to me. As a kid, it was fun just to steal candy, essentially, right? It was just get as much as you can. Free stuff. That's it. There's just absolutely nothing else to it. I just don't get how people get caught up in all this crap. But anyway, I don't get it. It goes without saying. I don't understand you people. I don't, you know, we're just not, you know, there's just no way to, it's too alien. You all have become too alien. So anyway, till the next time. Sorry, my apologies. Not a proper video. Just start off badly. I turn on the computer, I get this stupid fucking warning message, blah 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 blah. Just, you know, all downhill from there. So, till next time. And I'll try to be more professional.